stand it someday, too. I can feel that desire budding inside me. Once again, I participated in a combat test. Once again, and I claim victory without destroying any opponent. I target only their weapons and limbs. I elect not to employ the tactic of targeting their weakness in their cranial, cranial regions. I believe that if they think the same things I do, they would not wish for their personality modules to cease functioning. Though even if I do not destroy them, the research staff will remove their plumes of dust. Either way, their functions will be suspended. My actions are difficult to justify, but I feel that suspension of their destruction is not a suitable end for them. The suspension through their through destruction is not a suitable end for them. That is what I think when I rationalize it by applying the criteria to myself. I do not think anyone would want their consciousness to be terminated by those like them. I find myself more conscious of the damage I sustain and my efficiency in combat than ever. Depending on my results, I may eventually be ordered to destroy them. To prevent that from happening, I must continue fielding favorable results. It becomes easy to continue fighting with that objective in mind. That is becoming my new objective. I am theoretically being tested on destroying my opponents, but I have begun fighting so that they will not be destroyed. Paradoxically, this has caused my results to improve. Could this be considered going against orders? My strike shatters the servo in the opponent's pivot leg. She falls to the ground, unable to stay upright. Her weapon has already been destroyed. She should be incapable of resisting now. But the buzzer signaling the end of the test does not sound. Goodness, that sound! As I wonder why, I hear a grating metallic sound from the opponent. She leaps onto me with her good arm and leg.
What's the matter, number 031? Hurry up and terminate the target.
I do not know what to do. My opponent is acting contrary to her own safety. I grant that this is the only action left to her, but she will destroy herself before inflicting any damage to me. A tactic that puts one's life at risk like that. Putting one's life at risk? What am I saying? We are weapons. We exist to obey orders. We cannot prioritize our self-preservation without a change in those orders. That is why she is challenging me to a fight. She will do so until all of her circuits and servos burn out, and we become incapable of action. As she grapples with me, I put my hands to her neck and squeeze. I adjust my grip strength limiters to 70% to maximum. The opponent's body makes an abnormal sound. After this, I send the main lines of the bridge unit snap up in half inside the soft structure. Her movement stops. Her limbs go flaccid, indicating loss of consciousness. I can see my reflection in her optic inputs. They have lost their focus and look like black holes. I gasp. The face I see reflected in them is not expressionless. How should this expression be classified? I've seen it sometimes when number 24 smiles. This face indicates sadness. The buzzer signaling the test's end finally rings. The researchers enter the chamber. I'm used to the scene now.
That was pretty impressive. You think it's because of the size of her plume? Funny that one little part could make such a difference.
Indeed. Most of it is due to differences in their tactical mentalities. It may be on the cusp of what we would call an ego.
Considering how everything's been going so far, I'm starting to believe more in persona abilities.
One little... Sorry, my voice broke. One little part. Is it true that the plume of dusk installed in me... it is true that the plume of dusk in me is... It is true that the plume of dusk installed in me is comparatively the largest among the units of my type. But does this part determine everything about us? Number 24's smile seems much more human than mine. I find myself opening my mouth to speak. But I realize that the statement I am about to deliver is a protest. I'm quick to abort. What was I about to deny? Was I about to deny the staff's authority? They speak to me. My confusion seems to have gone unnoticed.
Well done, unit number 031. That was an impressive display of destruction.
I don't like this guy.
Plus, you cleanly severed its transmitter, leaving the plume of dusk unharmed. That's certainly ending things on a high note.
Ending things on a high note? An act of destruction is a high note? The researchers look at each other while holding the petri dish with the bluish-white plate-like object. One of them says, "This is the one."
All right, number 031. As of today, the test battles are finished.
Huh? It's over?
I cannot help questioning the unexpected
All the
statement.
results indicate that you have the very highest performance out of all the units of your model.
I'd say we can go ahead and earmark unit number 031 to be the base for developing the 5th generation.
The base?
It means that you're the winner.
The combat tests are over. Will I no longer be required to fight? A strangely intense sensation of relief fills me. It is not because I won and earned some kind of reward. If the tests have ended, those of my unit type that are not yet destroyed can escape that fate. Interesting. It seems that I was reluctant to destroy them after all. My priorities have become inverted. Yet I am so happy that I smile. The researchers notice this expression as well, and I smile back.
Okay, we're going to begin the usual review of the feedback. So come over here.
When the download begins, the memories and thoughts of my recent opponent flow into me along with vivid images. Sifting through the battle data has become a routine, and I have repeated so often that I am barely conscious of any of it. I pursue the non-combat memories she preserved. I peruse the non-combat memories she preserved. It is the landscape of the outdoor area again. At first, I could only vaguely recognize it, but now I can pinpoint exactly where this memory is from. It is near the biggest tree. The memory is of flowers. There are images of a small shoot, a budding plant, and a blossoming flower. She must have had an interest in the concept of growth. For we machines, the growth of an individual is an unknown concept. But one of us took an interest where I had only seen it as part of the landscape. It seems that she too had her Hey Robin, thank you for the raid. How was the remainder of your stream? Have fun? It seems she too had her own thoughts unrelated to our orders and battle performance. She simply did not show it. Hey, hello, sweet Labby. Hey, Puppet. You didn't have time. You didn't have time to copy the raid message. So many Pokemon died. Oh dear. Welcome to everyone who joined the stream. I hope you enjoyed my stream too. I recall what number 24 said. We are going through emotional distress right now. My own objective, and not at an order given to me. The twinge in my chest returns. I'll make sure to hold tight to your memories. This was the thought that formed in my mind. Once again, it is time to spend time outdoors. I quickly meet with number 24. It seemed she was looking for me as well.
Can I talk to you for a while? The lab boys told me today that they were putting the kibosh on the test battles.
I love that word, kibosh.
I see. It's over then.
Look, I've been thinking, if they end up tossing us out soon because of that, I want to go with you to go see that person you were talking about. The one you wanted to meet.
Aww.
I might even put in a formal request about it to the lab boys.
Number 24 takes my right hand. Before I can determine her intent, she pulls a cable from her wrist and connects it to a port in my own. She looks at my face in silence. Thinking that she wants to gonna lurk for a bit so I can take care of my birds too. But I'll watch in the background and I'll be back properly soon. And okay, no problem, Robin. And thinking that she wants to confirm that the tests are in fact over, I nod. But the data that transfers is from her to me. The packets that flow through the cable form a single, very small archive file.
You are still safe when everything is over. Open this file.
Number 24 removes the cable, but keeps hold of my
What
hand.
do you mean, when everything is over? How come I can't look at it now?
If I had to answer, I would say because it wouldn't be fair.
Fair?
She smiles and does not answer. It is that same unsure. It is that same unsure expression. It is a smile that it is a smile, but there is sadness in it. For the record, fun fact: the anti-shadow suppression weapons from this series, specifically the Igus, Metis, and indeed, of course, Labrys, are part of the reason for my model existing, essentially. Because I have this thing about creating characters, of creating my own characters when I get inspired, and I like to make my own stories for them. Stuff I want to eventually turn into games myself. And I ended up combining two concepts for a particular character for my character Metis. And voila, we have the model before you today. It is a smile, but there is sadness in
It would
it.
be wonderful if I could go with you to see her.
Her. So this person you're looking forward to meeting is a girl?
Number 24 nods slowly.
It's strange. Even though my wish may not come true, I still feel satisfied for some reason. How bizarre. It's a fervent wish of mine, too.
She looks towards the sky and smiles faintly. It is time. This time, it contains more than just sadness. It contains more than sadness. There are too many emotions for me to parse, all reflected in that one
I
expression.
believe in you. I can tell you this because I trust you. Maybe that's why I feel so at peace.
Huh?
Maybe this is what it is to feel alive.
Alive. It has happened again. I do not comprehend the meaning of the word, yet I feel a twinge inside. I look at the sky in an attempt to follow her gaze. There is nothing there to hint at her meaning, but I still wanted to get closer to her. She wishes for me to understand. I want to grant her wish. From then on, we spend our time looking up at the sky in silence. Eventually, the signal that time is up reaches our ears. Good Lord, these guys are strict. Like anyone who lives in America, was this like the average time of breaks in your schools, like just 5 minutes or something? That is when I noticed that the moon has appeared from behind the laboratory buildings. I see. I thought that the light emanating from the plumes of dusk reminded me of something. I now know what it is. It is very similar to the light from the moon and in the night sky. Here we are again. The sun rises and the next day arrives. After coming out of standby, I'm ordered to enter shock-resistant and chamber once again. And welcome back, Ayumu. Yeah, we were raided by Robin. From what I am told, it is for a different purpose than the combat tests. Soon afterwards, the 3 researchers who supervised feedback downloads appear.
Sounds like it's decided. We'll discontinue use of the name Unit Number 031. Generation 5 Labrys will be this unit's new name.
Labrys.
That's your name. The official one's much longer. Generation 5 Anti-Shadow...
5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labrys. How hard is that to remember?
It's really not that hard, is it?
Labrys.
And as I mentioned in my last stream, Labrys is a type of axe that was used in Crete. This time make cookies for your senpai at school. This designation by name is not a number. I never questioned being called number 31 until now. Nothing about it seemed awkward. But I wonder why. I am happy now to have acquired the name. Even if my designation changes, it will not have a concrete effect on my abilities. But by discarding my number for a name, I feel as if I am no longer one of a series with my new variations. I am a discrete individual. That may be why. I find myself smiling as a result.
From now on, the battles you fight will not be to test your performance. They'll be geared toward drawing out a persona.
Also, notice how Labrys Labrys' narrative style changed?
First, you will fight all the remaining units of your model type. Your objective is to destroy them, every last one.
Huh?
Wait. Because that won't cause PTSD. I am perplexed at the disconnect between their tone of voice and the specifics of the order. Fight against all remaining units of my model type? Destroy every last one of them?
The fear impulse and self-preservation instinct seem to be the key to activating a persona. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress.
Yeah, they know they know what they're doing is messed up.
Stress? Come on, you don't have to go this far.
Huh? Well, that's a first. And none of them have ever protested like that. Well, at least that's a sign that its ego is developing.
I am no longer anonymous 031. I am Hot Party Girl Labrys on TikTok.
You told me it was over. I thought I wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
You.
Ain't there some other way? If there is, please, let me do that instead. I don't want to fight them anymore.
I mean, why not set up like an end of year exam or something? That causes a lot of stress. The three researchers look at me with apparent surprise on their faces. Did my protest get through to them? I hope so, but
That's a surprise. Such natural speech patterns. I hadn't thought its personality would develop this fast.
All the data's being recorded now. Let's compare them and look at which stages they improve at.
they smile while muttering to themselves. I'm at a complete loss for words. They are not machines, but humans. And on top of that, they are my creators. Surely they are able to understand what I'm saying. Yet their current expression... Until now, I thought that they were understanding people who treated us as close to human. Researcher with tie sounds like a dachi. Yeah, I can kind of hear it. I was wrong. I'm only an object to them. No matter what I say, they will see it as only a response to stimulus. Behind their gentle attitudes, they were nothing more than test subjects they hold no emotional attachment to. They do not focus on what I am saying. Further proof that Mitsuru's grandfather sucks. They're only interested in it as a reaction. The researchers ignore my stunned silence and hastily leave the chamber. Their figures are hidden behind the hatch. Soon, with a terrible low-pitched sound, the hatch on the other side begins to open, right where the opponents come through. I will be forced to fight it again today and in the days to come. I must continue to destroy my opponents each time. Goals of a company changes and new people lead, yeah. I cannot find the word as I want to say. I slowly turn my head towards the hatch. But what I see there truly leaves me at a loss for words.
No.
Yeah. Remember when I was talking about flags earlier? The opponent emerging from the hatch is number 24. There's no smile or sadness on her face. She's quietly standing there, expressionless. Number 24 steps into the chamber while gazing at my face. The hatch slowly closes behind her.
Why?
Even I do not know who the question is addressed to. Why is she here? Because she was ordered. What? Pardon me? Do I have to fight her now? It is not quite sinking in yet, but in a sharp tone, and I never heard from her before, she tells me what I must do.
Draw your weapon.
I can't.
If you don't fight, you'll lose. I will end up destroying you. Are you willing to accept that?
Why? Why are you saying this stuff?
Number 24 ignores my question and reaches behind her back with her right hand. The multi-use weapon and releases from her back and becomes a great sword in her right hand. It is approximately 1.5 meters as long as she is tall. Welcome back, Robin. We are about to do something very terrible. It is also alarmingly wide and fitting with propulsion devices. It is difficult to process seeing the weapon pointed at
If
me.
you fear being destroyed, if you have a heart capable of fear, then there's no need to hesitate. That alone gives you the right to attack me with all your strength.
But doesn't the same go for you?
I do not help but plead. Terrible time, yes, very terrible time. Number 24 does not answer. But it appears that it's a very small smile forms on her
You
lips.
said there was someone you wanted to meet. I can't fight you knowing that.
I turn and plead to the researcher watching us from the other side of the glass wall.
Come on, stop this! I don't want to fight anymore!
I press against the transparent wall and continue to strike with my fist. Though my safety limiters are disabled, it must be coated with something. I cannot even scratch it. The researchers standing on the other side are completely expressionless. It is as if they are machines themselves. I beg and plead, but they do not respond. If only there wasn't this clear glass wall between us. I'm so frustrated. Why? I then hear number 24 speak up weakly behind me.
Only one of us can exit this chamber.
Huh?
They never told you, since you were strong enough, that battles never lasted very long. But that's the rule of this place. The only time the door leading beyond that transparent wall opens is when one of us is considered unable to fight.
Those researchers, yes, I know. Again, further proof that Mitsuru's grandpa sucks.
From the start, this whole setup never took our feelings into account.
I mean, I know he's a nihilist, but still. I can say nothing. I can see from her word as what atrocious battles were forced upon her.
Talking like this is a waste of time. I can see I won't spur you into fighting with just words alone.
As soon as she finishes, number 24 leaps into the air, swinging her sword at me. I quickly jump back and barely dodge the attack. The sword splashes the space where I had been at a speed that could have killed me. The tip grazes the chamber floor. Red sparks fly. She is serious. It finally sinks in. I jump away and put distance between us.
I don't intend to meekly accept my destruction. I have my own goal, after all. Now, fight me.
I have no choice but to fight. But a thought crosses my mind. In terms of basic combat strength, mine is probably higher. Using my usual tactics, I should be able to destroy her weapon and disable enough of her servos to prevent her from attacking. Number 24's ego is without a doubt more highly developed than mine. It must be of value. It must be of value to the researchers. If I can render her capable of acting, I may be able to avoid the order to destroy her when she is down. Poor Labrys. Yeah, like imagine going through this. Just what kind of psychological damage that would leave. I mean, we've seen that damage throughout the entire series. I decide to bet on that possibility. I shift my priorities and fight back with all my strength. I cannot do this empty-handed. I remove my own multifunction weapon from my back and shape it into a battle axe. It pains me to do this, but it is the only way. I repel number 24's persistent sword strikes and go for a counterattack. Are you not entertained? I aim for the great sword's clap with my battle axe. After a number of hits, it shatters. My next target is the transmission system for her shoulder and knee joints. In terms of output and movement itself, I detect various differences between us. Among those of my unit type, I awakened latest. Compared to number 24, not only my personality module, but my limbs as well, have been upgraded to the latest versions. It is only a matter of time. Number 24 loses virtually all offensive capabilities and falls to the floor. As I planned, number 24 is mostly undamaged apart from her weapon and motor functions. I immediately turn towards the researchers behind their invisible wall and raise my voice.
Isn't this enough? She had that ego thing way before me. Destroying her won't do anyone any good. Come on, have a heart.
But hearing this, the researchers only laugh. Their faces are as joyous as when they see the results that surpass their expectations. Why? What in this situation could cause such joy? Number 24's body collapsed on the floor. Number 24's body collapsed on the floor, suddenly begins to convulse. It goes still for a few seconds. Then, although it should not be able to move, drags itself up. They laugh, yeah. Like, oh my god. Like, I know it's kind of a trope for scientists to be more interested in their research than the moral implications of what they're doing. But this is like on a totally new level.
Huh? What the?
Unpleasant metallic sounds are coming from all over her body. It indicates that she is undergoing unreasonable stress. Still, no expression appears on number 24's face. That look in her eyes is not good. It is a cold, dull-like void. It is similar in appearance to a newly activated unit. I know as soon as I look at her. She would never make a face like this on her own.
It'll be coming at you with everything it has now. You better not hold back either. Number 024 had an excellent record against others of its model. Even you might have a hard time beating this one, Labrys.
I unconsciously find myself biting my lip. Yeah, it is horrible. We are weapons. In other words, we are tools. Of course, there would be a means to issue orders remotely. I recall what one researcher said. It is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress. In other words, the more strongly I desire number 24's survival, the stronger my reaction will be when forced to destroy her. That is why they laughed. I can sense the strength draining from my shoulders. There is nothing more I can attempt. How to ensure the robots you created rise up against you and kill you? Yeah, most definitely. All I can do is end her. Behind me, number 24, or rather her animated shell, approaches me, its limbs shaking. I suppress all thought that's unrelated to tactics and slowly turn around. My body goes cold. My arms move into position, as if controlled by someone else and ready my weapon. Come to think of it, didn't the situation technically cause the machine uprising in the Matrix movies? It was not a close fight. Once I decided to finish this, once I was resolved to stop her. Yes, wasn't it Skynet or something? And that's the Terminator movies, but I don't remember exactly how. I haven't seen all the Terminator movies, and I don't really remember them clearly, so I don't remember how Skynet rose. So there was a crossover comic with RoboCop that kind of like went into explaining it. Number 24, as she is now, stood no chance against me. It happens. I fall to my knees next to number 24. Her limbs have been shattered. She will never rise again. The event I'm specifically mentioning is like it was specifically shown in the Animatrix. If you remember those, it was a series of like animated short that detail various stories happening in the Matrix universe. One of them was essentially about the machine uprising, and like how it started was with a robot that killed their owner because, in their own words, they didn't want to die, and this led to like a Holocaust-like situation. My processors are overloaded with things I cannot understand. I feel as if all processing is slowed. Number 24's face is turned to the ceiling.
Are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
Poor Labrys. Like, imagine being forced to kill like other people, and eventually having to kill like your friend. I didn't see that, but like the same thing as what's happening here and now. Yeah, very much so. I did not expect her to respond, but number 24's face moved slightly. I stare at her without knowing how to react. She turns her gaze to me and smiles.
I'm sorry to leave you alone. I leave the rest to you.
Those were the last words she spoke. I can't believe this. There is a smile on number 24's dead face. She is smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me in a torrent of emotion and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything from her. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming. Sorry, my voice broke. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming, or if it's only my perception. It is too much to handle. I collapse on the ground helplessly, like a crumbling statue. Next time I awaken, I am lying inside a cage. It seems as I was carried out of the test chamber, and the download of number 24's feedback data is about to begin. The researchers seem to have taken my sudden loss of consciousness seriously. I'm confined in a cage instead of sitting in the usual maintenance chair. The researchers keep repeating the word interesting. So this is how they react to extreme mental stress when extreme mental stress is induced. I can hear their voices clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. Cables are connected to my body, one after another. The data download begins. All of number 24's information. Holy shit, they made these researchers monsters. Yeah, no kidding. Combat data, various records, and memories she experienced. All of it flows into me. My eyes widen in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. It is so clear, it is indistinguishable. It is so clear, it is indistinguishable from actually experiencing them. This is the first time I have received memories with such vivid images. All of the images are linked to records of emotion she felt in relation to them. They are so strongly linked that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor area where we spent time, the big tree whose branches we examined, that sound of water we heard periodically, Snowy running around and playing. As I relive number 24's experiences, I pick up on a familiar voice. There is no associated image data. Only the voice can be heard. It is a female voice. There is a female researcher at this facility, but this voice belongs to a younger person. It is a human still in human developmental stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it. But I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them. I know that too.
Labrys needs serious
I'm
hugs.
too weak for that.
Her speech is different from the researchers and those of my unit type. It is very similar to my own speech output.
Thinking about it has made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regrets. That was when my mom and dad looked into some options. And we decided to go with this experiment.
They put Labrys into one of the units.
If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world, I thought I ought to go for it.
Who could this be? I know only that she is female. She is in a situation where her condition prevents her from moving freely. It seems that instead of lamenting that fact, she has decided to volunteer for an experiment of some kind. Yeah, it is cruel. Where did number 24 hear this voice? Did she know this person? I wish I could ask her, but that is no longer
At
possible.
first, I wondering how much I could really contribute. But after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more than myself.
Others? It is strange, but when I hear that, I feel number 24's heart waver. Was she surprised? Perhaps. Even I feel something unexplainable.
Yeah. My big wish is to make myself useful to this world. But the ones born from me... Is born the right word for it? Kind of embarrassing. My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy.
Aww.
I doubt I'll be able to talk to them in person or stay with them, but I still wish from the bottom of my heart that they all have happy lives.
People's voices have unique characteristics. In the past, I would have expressed it as a variance of waveforms, but each has what could be called its own texture and temperature to it. This voice sounds very warm and kind. I would like to listen to more of it, but the speech ends there. There are more related memories from number 24. While the cables disconnect, I decide to search the archives for results matching that voice. Sadly, there are no results. During the search, I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by number 24 last night. I quickly open the folder and find a single text file inside. I'm completely ruining this emotional moment with various functions.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, but you have done nothing wrong.
Oh my god. If you are still safe when everything is over, she must have meant if I defeated her in combat. Number 24 knew what would happen to those who lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? Don't worry, you're not ruining it. It's still sad. I know! What was going through her mind as she prepared this file? Like, no joke, I distinctly remember crying going through this my first time. I feel something went inside my chest.
I happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something.
If I am dead, delete my porn drive. No, this is not that kind of anime.
Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it in 2 generations. But those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality. A message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, we really are connected to her.
I think about that unknown voice. The experiment the voice spoke of was related to our development after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were opened. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe that. I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an objective I made for myself. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
Our number 24 must have wanted to meet this girl, who she saw as our mother. She must have longed to thank the girl in person. The data within me, her heart tells me so. During the time when she was ordered to destroy her sisters, this wish must have been her only hope. Yet it did not come true. I shattered it. The one and she herself said was the only thing. The one she herself said was the only thing who understood her. She must have been devastated. But the letter ends in a way I least expected.
We knew each other for only a short time. I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
I'm shocked. How can she feel that way towards someone who may one day destroy her? I realized then that the visual input from my optics is experiencing distortion for some unknown reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labrys, is she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
Oh, come on! Number 24, I deleted at the cost of seeing it.
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle data.
Come on, what do you have to go through to think like this?
It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can cry?
Isn't it kind of important? Delete them? Something roars within me. It drowns out the feeling for number 24. Now, our mother that had filled my heart.
Delete! Like hell you're deleting my memories!
Under no circumstances will I allow what number 24 left of me to be deleted for their convenience. I will not forgive this selfishness. We have been treated callously by the researchers in this laboratory. Let's go anger time, yes! They gave us hearts, yet made us destroy those of our unitype as enemies. We killed our sister as at their command. If we refused, our desires were overridden, and we became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired our happiness were not taken into consideration. Now, even the few memory is that number 24, my sisters and I have accumulated, are about to be erased like trash. Though their aim is to develop our ego, they find it inconvenient for us to have real hearts. These feelings within me may be erased, perhaps too my heart itself. If that happens, will I resume killing my sisters without hesitation? What is least forgivable is that the proof that number 24 had lived. Her last wishes will be permanently lost. My hands are squeezed into tight fists. They make a small grinding noise. The goal that number 24 found for herself was left to me. I will carry it out as my own. I will burn it into my heart as my goal. It is my duty. It is a duty I impose on myself gladly. Nothing will make me surrender it. It must be fought for. Or rather, it must be protected, even if it means fighting.
What the? Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like this.
It's almost as if you made her mad.
Hey, what's that warning? No. Labrys is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
And what does that make you? I am able to release all my limiters, despite being inside the cage. The researchers monitoring me on their tablet PCs seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They are willing and they were witnessing an override of the principle of non-aggression towards humans. They are flustered and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that an emergency has occurred. One of them steps away from the cage I am in and reaches for the switch with warning labels around it. Suddenly, restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restrictions?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and delete those memories.
These memories in my heart are not unnecessary.
We are!
Something I have not felt until now. A sensation like heat spreads throughout my body. A trembling, burning wave rises within me. Soon afterwards, I realize that this is an emotion. There is a name for this feeling. It is anger. I reroute all my strength into my restrained limbs. The restraints are designed to withstand up to twice our calculated maximum output. Why does the anxiety researcher sort of look like Maruki? Who's Maruki? I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen in any anything related to that a character like that. Trying to escape is therefore logically doomed to failure. Even so, I continue to muster my strength. It is not because I judge it a viable course of action. Oh, Persona 5 Royal. I haven't played Royal. I played original Persona 5. I played a bit of Strikers too, but I haven't played Royal. I don't own it. I do want to play it at some point. It is not because I judge it a viable course of action. I'm not merely executing an order. I'm acting based on my emotions. It does not matter if this restraints can be destroyed or not. I wish to destroy them. The metal parts in both my limbs and restraints begin to the metal parts in both my limbs and the restraints begin to creak.
How's it doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the restraints.
The After Christmas DLC? That sounds interesting.
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense.
It's what I call Royal.
What's driving this thing?
Yep, Royal. Royal is almost down in other consoles too. Soon, and I'll get a boost again. And I'm kind of looking forward to a release on PC. I kind of want to do a Let's Play. I kind of want to do streams on it.
I'm not gonna let you take those memories. I made her a promise.
The next moment, and a rupturing sound like a small explosion makes shakes the entire room. The heavy metallic bands restraining my arms and legs shatter. I jump out of the cage and run towards the open door. I must escape from here. I have to get out of here and see the girl who loved us, though we were not yet created. To fulfill number 24's wish, which has now become mine. But when I enter the hallway connected to the outdoor area, I am met with barricades and heavy artillery.
Oh, come on. I ain't even got any projectile weapons.
My sister unit and I have never been equipped with firearms. I recall it being due to concerns of a unit's mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. Yeah, I do remember that in Persona 3, they mentioned that that the weapon shape of being a human is intentionally to make it recognize itself as human. Instead, we are given short-range weaponry, a chain arm and other implements in my case, but they are not sufficient to deal with the range of firearms. However, I do have a countermeasure. By using the flexibility and adapting to situations of my developed mind, I dodge the complex projectile trajectories and destroy the opposition. Hey, it's the tree from Persona 3. It's how you can explain Iga's missing in battle. Yeah. Eventually, I reach the end of the hallway and exit to the outdoor area. I have not seen this environment before. The trees are the same species as those that grow under the facility. But these specimens are much larger. Where am I? The question did not cross my mind until now. Where am I? Where are we? I cannot use the GPS that should be installed in me. It seems the research facility blocks GPS signals outside of its walls. It is probably to prevent its location from being pinpointed. Is there anything in the environment that can help me determine my location? The blue sky that I am seeing for the first time is stunning, but irrelevant. Then I noticed there's a periodic sound of liquid in the distance. Ah, that is the sound of the ocean. The answer came easily to mind. One of my sisters must have taken an interest in it and learned what it was. My sisters are helping to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, a burning feeling rises from deep within my chest. But none of what I see in my surroundings is helpful. Is there anything else by which I can determine my location? Any landmarks or signposts? I scan my surroundings while running fast. These trees obstruct my view. They are a unique species. That may be a hint. I review the tree's characteristics once more and run another search on them. I attempted this once already, but there is much more data available to me now. Once again, results come easily. This variety of tree is known as a cedar. It is found in many habitats, but the cedars here are unique. The tree's shape and the age it implies is so different that it is nearly a separate species. McDonald's 2 miles west. Okay, give me a sec, guys. I gotta go for a bio break. I return, and also I saw thank you for the follow, Puppet. It is nearly a separate species. Hello? If that is because of differences in the environment, it may be useful to determine my location. Thanks, Robin. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. The heavy rumble of what sounds like a motor. It seems that they have dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I expected this. Their response was swift. It seems that they had measures in place in the event in the event one of us escaped. When the vehicle stops behind me, fully armed personnel pour out of it. They move to surround me from both left and right. It is an obvious response. No matter how much power I may have, I am alone. The optimal solution would be to overwhelm me with numbers. I try to shake them. I try to shake them off by running faster. Real talk. Also, when I was going through this the first time, I was practically rooting for Labrys to escape, even though I knew what would happen. But soon afterwards, I reached the main gate of the laboratory, a high steel edifice. It is tightly sealed. A number of heavily armed guards are protecting it. I stop. There is nowhere else to go.
Labrys, come back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy.
Wow. Nice choice of words.
You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
I cannot be destroyed here. But I cannot be captured either. They will surely delete my memories. They will take my wish and everything else that was given to me. What purpose even is there in avoiding destruction if that is what awaits me? The only options available are whether my wish dies with me or whether it is stolen away.
I'm gonna let you destroy me. And not just because I don't want to be destroyed.
The moment I focus my concentration to remove the limiters on my onboard weaponry, I sense an unknown strength rise within me. Directly afterwards, something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area.
Huh? What the?
The pursuit vehicle suddenly stops. The research staff gets off. One after another, shocked.
This reading, is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Ah, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
Good lord.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable, we don't know what it's capable of.
I'm intrigued by their statements.
Persona?
I knew that we had the means, but I was not aware of controlling anything. I do not know if it could be called a power, nor do I know how to use it. But I can tell that the others are afraid. I seize the opportunity and run towards the main gate. There is a slight possibility that I could reach the door without attracting any gunfire, and vaulting over the door with my legs and chain arm. The moment I reach the gate, I launch my arm toward the upper threshold of the door. But the moment the arm grabs the ledge, something emerges. A much greater power touches the door as well. Yeah! Suddenly, the door crumbles like paper, and a large hole forms on the upper half. And I just noticed my mouse is in the way.
Now it's done it!
We need to hurry. If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awakens.
That's persona.
But I quickly regain my senses. I burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. My feet touch the ground of the outside world for the first time. They will most likely not let me escape. Fortunately, the door is badly damaged. I should take time until it can be opened enough for vehicles to pass through. Though it should take time. I need to gain as much distance and time as possible, and then it is then that I realized I do not have a destination in mind. Who is the girl number 24 wished to see? Where can I go and meet her? The only clue I have is the idiosyncrasies of the girl's speech. I have learned that distinct speech patterns are often associated with specific regions. I should begin by traveling to where that style of speech is common. It is reckless, but I feel confident. At the very least, I can get closer to the girl I am, to the girl than I am now. Though my situation is dire and I am under pursuit, internally I am cheerful. There is a bounce in my step. For some reason, I cannot remain calm. Getting late in my country, I have to do some things before bed, so I'll have to lurk. But your stream has been super fun. And sad poor Labrys. And I'll watch the VOD when I wake up tomorrow. Yeah, I upload everything on YouTube, so you'll see when it comes out. However, I do kind of have to end the stream now. I can't really risk going further because the power is going to come out at 10. So we'll have to finish Labrys' story next week. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you like my stuff, I am on YouTube. I upload all my recordings there. Now I'm also I'm also on, I also have a Discord. You can check me out not there. I also have a Facebook and Twitter. Before we go, let's see who we can raid. No one. Alright, so no, I guess we'll have to end it there. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. This is Metis Balaska signing out.